Hi, it's Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Well, this is the last major aspect, one of the last, in the Barbault Basket, so-called because there are lots of the outer planets making harmonious angles to each other all at the same time, and this constitutes a seed point for future good, positive energy and events. It may not happen today, paradise may not arrive this afternoon, but this is indeed a seed point for future, more harmonious events and energy, and we can all be grateful for that. One of those occurs very early this morning. Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and expansion, is at 4 degrees of Leo, and today makes a harmonious 60 degrees sextile to Uranus, the planet of sudden change and often chaos, freedom from the known. When they're in a harmonious angle, it's called the Thank You Lord energy. Positive events tend to follow a Jupiter-Uranus contact. Uranus is at 4 degrees of Gemini. That occurs early, 4:11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 12:11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The sun today is at 28, moving to 29 degrees of ultra-sensitive, often moody, but generally nurturing water sign Cancer. It's one of the last days where the sun is in the sign of Cancer. The moon is moving early today into another water sign, and that is the deep, dark, emotionally intense water sign of Scorpio. Scorpio energy is very transformative at its depth, so we're here in the purple to symbolize the transformational energy of the deep emotional impact of Scorpio. Moon moves into Scorpio 6:35 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:35 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:35 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. But it's not an easy ride today, at least by the aspects of the moon. The moon then makes a direct opposition to Chiron, called the Wounded Healer, at 0 degrees of Taurus, 8:07 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 11:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 4:07 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is a little tough. In other words, issues are going to come up today, and we'll just have to handle them as best we can. There are no aspects until the latter part of the afternoon, moving into the evening after that, when the moon gets to 4 degrees of Scorpio and makes contact with Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and Jupiter, and all of them are either awkward or tough aspects. The moon makes an awkward inconjunct of 150-degree adapt, adjust, accommodate angle to Neptune at 4 degrees of Aries at 3:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:05 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And no less than 6 minutes later, just bang, bang, the moon makes a hard square 90-degree angle from 4 Scorpio to Pluto, power planet and transformation, but also deep, dark issues as the ruling planet of Scorpio at 4 degrees of Aquarius. That's not fun. That's very manipulative. 3:11 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 6:11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And just 8 minutes after that comes another awkward inconjunct, this one to Uranus at 4 degrees of Gemini, 3:39 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:39 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:39 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Finally, there's another hard square from 4 Scorpio. This one is to Jupiter, 4 degrees of Leo, which tends to make our emotions very big, but they may not be very harmonious. 3:49 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:49 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:49 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. You get the idea. This is one of those cyclonic sorts of days where just pushed all over the place by the energy today. Some of it is very positive, that Jupiter sextile to Uranus, but the lunar aspects are pretty tough today, so stay steady. Easy does it today. I'm Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, please book it on my website. Do it now, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy today, hey, no matter what.